Hello and welcome to I Want to Grow, and I Want to Grow is all about that, right? It's about our growth, and everybody wants to grow, except for our guests. Our guests are a little different. They're all about helping others grow, and today we have Dr. Amna. Dr. Amna, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Let's start. Introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Okay, my name is Dr. Amna Al-Ansari. I've been identified being at the university, actually working at the university for the last 20 years. I've been there starting in different positions. It helped me grow in different ways. Like I started being in HR department, so I established rotation in HR, like till I become the HR director. And then moving from HR to bigger umbrella and see the atmosphere of the administration. Like I've been in charge of marketing, ERP, Oracle systems, business process. So now I started to look at things in different ways, like, and my interests become different. Like now it's all about digital transformation for those departments, or let's say business process. So it's become more than just, in HR it's all about structure, org charts and things like that. Now it's about the structure of those institutions. I've been there for a couple of years as a director of business support, and then moving also when and change in management, I become the strategy director. So instead of being just being in charge of administration now for the whole university, being in charge of the business performance and the strategy planning there for the whole university. And then in 2016, I decided to finish my PhD. Being an academic, it was always a dream for me to finish my PhD, even in the young age, but it was different and difficult from traditional perspective. Then I came actually from a very conservative family, and then things changed with the mindsets of my family. So I went with my family for my PhD for a couple of years, and then in cybersecurity. Now also switching to different area. Being HR, and then being in administration and business excellence, and then business security, and the interest of being in technology and the space and AI. When I came back, actually, I have the opportunity to work with the 2022 World Cup, and it was a life-changing experience. You can see the impact that what you are working in a bigger scales. It's about the whole nation. So it was life-changing. And after the 2022, I was headhunted with the free zone, and I was with the minister office to be also in charge of administration and different strategy and project. And then I come back to the university to my root. Currently, I am in charge of innovation and entrepreneurship and economic development, also a new area. So the university actually were very generous with me and give me a new challenge every day, and I'm very happy to be there.
And I'm going to touch on this subject. You've had a very variety of positions.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all look at it and say, it's best if we stay in one of those positions. But with you,
agree.
You've just developed over those years, and now you're giving all that experience back to the next generations.
Yeah, I hear a lot, like, and actually till today I'm keep headhunted for the HR role that I've been there 10 years ago. But for me, it's become bigger perspective. It's not about a department, it's become more, it's about what's the outcomes, what's my legacy. We talk about it before several times. A human is defined by their legacy and by their impact. And this is very important. What I leave behind me, it's not just about a document or a project where that also I'm happy to have, but it's also the impact on the people. Having a position is actually not just a privilege. It's not just an honor. It's like a duty. You need to deliver an outcomes. It's all about your deliverables. It's all about your outcomes, your defined milestone. I need to teach the employee how they need to do their job general as a director, and the outcomes that I'm looking for. I always have set the standard, and then people grow to it. This is my way, and actually it's an incident. I have a meeting a couple of days ago, and I've been away from HR like more than 10 years, and till today they are still using some forms I have been created 10 years ago, more than 15 years ago. It was done in 2009. And they're still having this document used till today. And I'm very happy about that. Like mission accomplished. I have this legacy built, and now I'm working to build a new legacy with the new people.
But it couldn't have been easy.
Of course, it's not easy. It's not always pink for me, like even work-wise, social-wise, health-wise, or whatever. I have some issues at my work. Everyone have issues, but it's me as a character. I'm very optimistic character, let's say. Regardless that I'm passionate or impulsive, like doing things sometimes in rational way, but at the end, I'm very optimistic person. I can seize the opportunities to grow. It's like a phoenix. Burn, shake yourself, and reborn again to something better. This is my own strategy in life.
Let me go back to when you were younger and how you started.
I'm still young.
Of course you are. I'm not even gonna. I can't believe how I can't believe how old you are.
Thank
Really,
you.
I can't, and I'm never gonna say that.
Thank you.
But I can't believe how young you look. Right.
Thank you.
But you've had some really big experiences. But what
Yes.
defined you when you were a youngster? What was it what can you remember back then to how
Yeah.
it started defining you?
Okay.
And you talked about a conservative.
Yeah.
How did that affect you back
Actually,
then?
still, we are a conservative person. Like, till today, I'm in my 40s, and I still need to be at home before 9 p.m. Cinderella's, like, regardless of the age, regardless of the ceremony, I need to be before that, because this is, let's say, my father rules, like no one should be outside. And I'm fine with that. You know, like some people make fun of it or something, like you're too old for this. But if this will give my father the peace of mind that I'm safe at home, let's have it. I can't let him be anxious, because I know how overthinking he is. So this is why my family is very important in my life. And that's actually defined me today. Like, you know, when you are younger, it's all about when you are school's first of her class. Amna, she is the perfect girl, doing everything the right way. And this defined me at the beginning. And then work, like I want to improve myself, that I'm, let's say, worthy of those positions that I have. But currently, it's all about my well-being and my family well-being, you know? Like I need to take care of my family, my parents at this, let's say, age. And I think this changed me currently even. You know, the rules 8-8-8, like you need to focus 8 hours. Still, my work is important, but now it's become very selective. What's the hour impact? It's not like running after work or staying late, but because I need to take care of myself first, and then my family also, and my friends have the right also to do that. So I think I'm starting to do this at this age. It's all about well-being and my family well-being, but also focusing in the right path at work.
But I think that with people listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
Qatar is pretty special.
Yes.
I've been here 16 years now.
Yeah.
And it is pretty special. The culture is wonderful.
Yes.
And the way that they look after their family.
Yeah.
And you talk about legacy. So these are the things that I want people to understand, that this is the backbone of what Qatar represents. Family is everything.
Yeah.
Friday, don't expect to see anybody. They're with their family, right? They're making that time for that family.
And friends. My friends is my family.
And that's the important thing. And that's what we found out by the World Cup.
Yeah.
Everybody, it was just fantastic.
Yes.
And as you said, it was career-changing, not career-changing, life-changing. I think it was. It was for me as well.
I think the World Cup things changed the mindsets of the whole world. Like football stadium is not just for men.
Yeah.
It's a family place that we can have everyone there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of disruptive. We talk about disruptive incident. Things changing the whole atmosphere, the way people think. I think Qatar is a great place for that.
There's got to be, it's like when I try to work out, there's virtually no crime in Qatar.
Yeah.
You can leave your doors open in your cars. You can leave your belongings in your car. You can leave your doors open in Qatar.
Yes.
And you're pretty much safe. You could leave your phone on the table
and come back.
go away and come back, and it's either on the table or it's been handed in. That's what Qatar is all about. But it's these underlying key points.
Yes.
Culture, family.
Yes.
And those are the things. And when I say to people, they've got no fear. If they think that they can achieve something, they will, because they've got it in their hearts and they've got it in their minds. And that's what defines, with me, that's what defines Qatar.
I think also people always need to develop themselves also and their mindsets. Every day there is a new way to teach yourself. For me, I like studying a lot, and I have like several certificates, several degrees, and I think people can, how many Amnas get graduated from a program? I'm happy to that. And I think one of the program changed actually my mindset, the life is the leadership program that Sheikh Mayasa is actually having it for Qatari national, let's say, by different age even. So they group, for example, for my age, again, for my age, like 40 people from different institutions, learning from other people. That's actually one of the changing experience I have, because I'm not afraid to learn something new or ask like, please teach me something, because I need to develop myself. I like to be, even if it was 5% from a topic, to be able to make a conversation with anyone. So I don't like to look at ignorance or something. So those people, actually, the 40 people helped me a lot, even in my career now. So I think those kind of programs, actually, the development of the new national will change their life. For me, it was more than the master or the PhD, because now you learn from your colleague, which will be like the right way.
Yeah, I like where you say your family is so important to you, and I know the support that you give your family, and it's incredible, by the way. I think it's wonderful what you do. But I think what's incredible with you, more than, when we've had several conversations, is the way that you're very humble.
Thank you.
You've learned so many different skill sets in your careers, but you still keep on thinking about your legacy.
Yes.
And what you're going to be doing for your country.
Of course.
And how it develops. Because
that's what defines me. For me, it's all about what's my contribution, what's my deliverables. I always need to be like in a mission. This is like me. I'm a giver, and I will always be like a giver. Even if people use me for this, I'm fine, because what goes around comes around. And the more you said family, whenever I did something good to my family, good things happened to me, actually, in real life, whether it was money, jobs, work, opportunities, even in life. Like, the more you give people, one day you will have it back. And this is me, and I cannot change myself. Yes, I need to be calmer, because, again, I'm an overthinker, and I like to keep myself busy. But it's all what I will give other people. Again, this is my legacy. This is not just at work, even in my life, with my friends, with my family. That's what defines me as a character. And I'm fine to do this.
We're going to go on to your career in a minute, and we're going to talk about those elements in your career. But who has been those inspirations? And I ask this to everybody. Who's been those inspirations that's guided you to be who you are today?
I think there's a couple of people. Like, first will be my family, my parents. They give me, regardless of being conservative, they give me the free to work anywhere I want, let's say. Like before, at, let's say, 20, 25 years, like we were defined that female working or studying always need to be a teacher, let's say. And this was my family before. I have my elder sister is a teacher, the one before me. But then they give me the option, actually, to, even if it was in Qatar, but choose whatever you would like. They give me the option because they know how brilliant and good I am, because again, it was always like I need to be the perfect in everything. And this is my first encouragement in my whole life, that my family keep pushing me to do. And then I have a lot of opportunities, like nice mentors or good mentors. Until today, I'm actually connected to those mentors who helped me to be who I am now, even from character, or even my colleague, or even my friends. Everyone in my life, it was a privilege for me to have them, because I learned something from them. And how they close for me today is actually changing me on a daily basis, and they still supporting me from day one. I have a mentor till today who teaches me how HR is supposed to be. And I have a mentor who teaches me how business process, and not even a mentor like someone higher or a consultant. I'm not afraid, even if at work, like people were been afraid to have someone stronger from them, an employee like reporting to them, because they were afraid like they will take their places. Places is not for us. The chair, you will leave. Sooner or later, someone will leave. It's about how you will treat them and how you will learn from each other. I'm fine to have someone stronger than me, like reporting to me, because that will make me stronger. I'm not afraid to have such atmosphere at work, like someone stronger or someone with opinion. Because at the end, the stronger people, the stronger who I will be. And this is where a golden age is for me at work.
But they always say, don't be the strongest person in the room, especially if you're leading an organization or you're leading a department. It's like you always want somebody to be on your team that is going to provide something different, but even better than you could provide.
Of course. And then it's a human. At the end, it depends on the scenario, it depends on the atmosphere. At the end, I need to have my opinion, regardless of this. If something wrong, this is me. I can't say nothing. If something wrong or something need to be done differently, I will need to say it. And the person with me, whether it was a colleague or someone report to me, need also to say their opinion. Maybe I can see it, like sleep on it, and actually I will go with the other person. At the end, it's all about setting expectation at work, at your family, at your relationship, with your partners, with anything. It's all about setting expectation. Once you are clear with it, people will know what you are looking for. And I think this is how life should be.
Okay, let's go into the career. And I'm going to start not at the beginning, I'm going to start at the end.
Yeah.
Or not the end, the beginning.
Yeah.
You're in Qatar University right now.
Yeah.
Innovation.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. What is that?
Development and economic development.
And economic development. There's some big subjects there.
Yes.
What are you liking about what you're doing right now?
I think it's the good thing. So when I started this position, that a new leadership actually have been appointed to the university with a new mindsets. I like starting from scratch. Yes, there is a legacy there and you need to build on it. Never forget about the other people's contribution. Great things have been done. And being the university is actually, for me, it's more than just teaching and learning. It's more that it's an innovation hub for everyone in the country. And I need also, again, to have my legacy. What's my impact? And what's actually, when we say innovation, what's the innovation? We need to define it. We need to redefine what we are looking to achieve. Define your milestone, what you will contribute, and then you build your new strategy. For me, this is, let's say, my core skills. Like, I like building things. It's all about structure at the end. So that's my strength, building structure, not just org charts. It's about how you build the whole area, the whole structuring things, and build things cascaded down, or even vice versa. So I like what I have. Defining, we talk about entrepreneurs, like, for example, this is actually a new thing I was learning after I've been appointed. What is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur, again, it's not just about startups. That is more, it belongs that. You've defined now being in charge of 30,000 students currently at the university, and you need to change their mindsets about this. It's not a buzzword anymore. Everyone talking with entrepreneurs, innovation, AI things. This is everywhere. But what's the impact on the next generation now? Now it's not just about your employee. Now we are talking about the next generation who will come after 1 year or 2 years or 5, or the way you teach after 10 years, because the way you teach now is actually useless for the new generation. You need even to change their mindsets and how they even started teaching. So I will not understand how the other people think, how the new generation think, to be able to manage actually what the set expectation again. So with redefining the education outcomes of the students.
Do you feel a pressure on your shoulders to be able to kind of...
I love that. I like being, it's actually one of the most, when I give my best work, when I'm actually pressured. And I'm a night owl. Best work will be at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go backwards. Do you think, and I was thinking about asking you which was the job that you liked the most. And then I thought, oh, hold on a second, that's going to be a little unfair. But there's going to be some skill sets that you've learned over that period of time that's going to help you in your present position. What were those skill sets that you've learned that's going to even help you excel in this new position?
Every position I've been, there was a blessing, and there was actually something not pinky happened there. But I think every experience in my whole life actually defined what I am today. And for today to be in this position, I think mostly will be the network I have been created all over the years. Being in the university is different, but then when I go outside the university, now I started learning about investments and free zones and the SWIFT things and the funds. So I started learning actually what it's supposed to be. And then being in the 2020 to give you a bigger umbrella, what's the impact national? So you become more actually to think about It's not about your department anymore. It's about what's the bigger umbrella for you, what's your contribution worldwide even. And then having the colleague, actually, the leadership program, actually, they are the one who's helping me now in my new career, whether they were in Media City or the center of the financial center or MISA people. Actually, they started teaching me how to do my job currently. And I'm not afraid to say that, to ask for help, because it's a new area for me. Yes, I know some of it. I know how digital transformation need to be done. I know how business process need to be done. I know structuring or the strategy need to be done. This is all my skills, but there is a new skills for me I need to learn. And it's not just about my current skills. I need to learn more things to be able to deliver what's expected from me. So I'm not worried to ask for help.
Every time I speak to you, I feel that there's somebody that's plotting your career so that you learn all these experiences to go on to something really special. What you're doing in Qatar University is very special. But I think somebody's defining your career for something really big.
Oh, I have a lot of mentors. I don't want to say my names because I might forget someone, but I thank everyone who give me an information or talk to me. It was define me today even if I ask for help or ask for an advice or someone will come and talk to me, I will appreciate their help. I will call him even a mentor, him or her.
And it's great that you point these out, because they're going to have an impact. You're in charge of this center right now. And how many students are you going to see come through this and you're going to be working with? There's a lot.
This is why, and people keep saying, Amna, what you are doing at the university for 20 years? Like, why you didn't think to change your place or your atmosphere? I think the university is one of the best places I have worked with, regardless of the culture or atmosphere, because it defined me, it changed me, it gave me opportunities from different leadership or presidents. The first one, it was Dr. 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘁. This is, I have to say her name, because she redefined the education system in Qatar. She was the Troy horse that defined women in education sectors even. She was the change that I will never forget. It was one of the golden ages again. The previous president or the current president, that he gave me these opportunities and he trusts me with it. So education and working with the next generation defined, and not just education, because you're talking about the whole ecosystem. Because without education, without the next generation, then you don't have the other people. So when you prepare people to work here and there, it's not you just giving them the knowledge. It's about the knowledge transfer. Now you change the skills, what they need to learn, how they need to work, not just what they need to learn. It's not about academic anymore. It's about that you need to build the skills to help them support and working experience. So this is actually something I like doing it.
And this is, and I will say this, and I want people to understand, this education program it's in Qatar University. It's not just for Qataris.
Yeah.
It's for everyone.
Yes.
And this is a type of thing. This is a type of thing that you're giving back with all your experiences to others, which I find is incredible. I want to touch on the World Cup, because for so many of us, it did change our lives.
Yes.
It was part of something that we will never ever forget. And you were right at the front of it, where you were helping and training people.
And this is actually was also blessing of one of my mentor. And I used to work with him at Qatar University, and he had me to work with Sheikh Jassim, and that was a privilege that I will never forget, that he'll give me such opportunities, and I don't like letting anyone down, so I need to do the best and the best of the best. So the program was, we were in charge of the frontliner, like it's almost 70,000 people that we need to teach them and knowledge transfer, how the customer service need to be done, people in airport, people in even 𝗂𝘂𝗀𝘁. So you go from different people segments or employee segments, police officer, you need to deal with them differently. 𝗂𝘂𝗀 people, you need to do it differently. Health sectors also. And it was a changing experience also for me, because you see the impact of what you have done. And there was a lot of videos have been there, and the World Cup, see how, for example, a police officer will fix someone 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘁, and a lady in the airport welcoming by how can I say it? It's funny words in Arabic, like welcoming in a special way. And people keep sending me this video. This is what Amna's teach us how to do it. This is Amna's training. And this is what I would like to see the impact. And that was chilling for me, that people see this impact, you know, and distinguish that this is Amna's work, or this is Amna's legacy, or this is Amna. And I think by doing this, that what defined me, that I'm a successful person, that I have touched someone else and I can see the impact, and other people see those kind of impact.
And the impact that we had, we showed the world.
Yes.
Exactly what Qatar is capable of.
Yeah.
And with parts that you played, it must be so rewarding.
Yes.
To look back and say, I was there. I was in that team.
It changed me, like seeing when I go to the stadium, because at the end we used to work indoors, not outdoors. And then I went to the stadium and see, and we did the testing a lot, you know. We went there several times to see those. They don't know how I look like, so we keep testing other people, and the way they treat me, and like the way the teaching, because it was also the training programs that other people teach other people. So it was very successful, and you see it in a bigger umbrella, like you know, it's like your wedding.
I must admit, I look back to the World Cup, and it was probably. There were so many things that I love about the World Cup.
Yeah.
So many different things. But the one thing that struck me more than anything else, I never waited or queued to go into any of the stadiums. Yeah. There was no queuing in the stadiums, and everybody was friendly, and the guys are showing the way with his big hands, and there were so many people interacting, and so many, as you said, the policeman doing the 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘁 and making sure that everybody was looking properly, and it was brilliant. Everything was really good. And to look back on it in years to come is going to be something special.
Till today, people cannot forget what happened in 2022. It's like defined people, and everyone would like to have it back. And inshallah in Saudi Arabia now, and actually now in USA, the next one, 2026. But I think having with this culture atmosphere, it will not happen again.
I don't think so. And and who am I to be able to make a comment on this?
Yeah.
But I think that having it so compact,
yes,
I don't think you can do that anywhere in the world. But having it so compact, I think it added to the whole event. I think it was truly special.
I told you, it's switching the whole mind of the whole world. Football is not for men anymore. Stadium is not for men anymore. Like it's the place, the family place, and the celebration everywhere. I hope that you want to see the celebration in 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝘁 or.
Dear me, I was on the news. I felt like a superstar myself.
Oh.
I was the England fan leader.
Nice.
So I was going on being sports. I was going on. I had one ear. I had the earpiece, and they were talking in Arabic, and somebody was translating it, and then I had to answer it. And we were on live TV. I've been in 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝘁𝘁. I've been in Qatar. It was just
even now we're just
special.
talking and trying to remember something happened 2-3 years ago, and our eyes become sparkle, and it's like happened yesterday.
I remember something that in 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝘁𝗁 I did one interview there, and it went viral. It just went crazy, and it was said the interviewer looked up and said, if there was one team that you could throw out the World Cup, who would it be?
Yeah.
And I just said, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, I'm not going to chuck any. They all deserve a place here. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to chuck any teams out. But there was other people, they were saying, chuck. Quite a few said England. They expect to win. Chuck out England, Argentina, I kind of France. So there was a few of those. But the experiences was brilliant.
I think one of the special places, you know, the last moment when Sheikh Tamim put the bishop over Messi. So that was actually something the world change. Actually, this is a disruptive incident happened worldwide and changed the culture about the whole Middle East, let's say.
And I've got to be honest, I suppose I'm a little bit biased, but it should have been he should have been putting that on a Harry Kane. But it was nice. I've got to be honest. There was a few people that I would like to, and it happened with Messi, but I would have liked to have seen, and that was Messi or Ronaldo. Why? Because of the service that they give.
Again, it's about culture. It's more than this. It's about your fingerprint worldwide. Now, this is an impact that happened that no one worldwide for the next years, no one will forget World Cup 2022 happening in Qatar.
The one thing, and you talked about the time with Messi getting his the biggest thing was the opening ceremony.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was emotional for me.
Yeah.
when the Emir walked past a lot of heads of state
Yeah.
without stopping to talk to them. And the first person he stopped at was his father.
Yeah.
And he kissed him on his
Oh.
forehead.
Now you'll make me cry.
That was for
Yeah.
me, that was just the best sentiments ever. It was
Yes.
like what he did, and that's what the country represents. And yeah, it kind of brings back so many fond memories for me.
Yes.
It was truly special. How does it now go? How do you go forward? You're now in charge of this section. So this is your legacy now going forward. Where's your dreams and aspirations? What do you want to achieve as Dr. Amna?
Okay, if we're talking, this is a new chapter for me. So this is work-wise. So,
It could be that you're going to stay
I'm
with them.
willing
Yeah.
working to be the next minister, inshallah. Who knows?
I was hoping for
Yeah.
that answer.
I hope so. Like again, those work things happen. We call it faith, and we call it defines, but what God have been written for us. And I know by being again good to my family, good to my friends, and good to the people also, something good will happen to me, and I will always be growing. I will always, every day is a new day for me to learn a new thing, and I'm not ashamed to learn a new things at this age. And again, but it's now, again, being in your 40s is different than being in your 30s, and how things, your mindsets become different. You need to, it's about your well-being and mindsets, and the peace of your mind, that is also important for me. So it's about defining the balance between work, and again, defined by my legacies. I need to work on that. I need to achieve something. Building something from scratch is also something what I'm good at. And like, for example, the economic development, we keep talking about it. I would like to know the impact of that. Currently, people do it with money. Now I need to learn how to do it with intangible things like Oxford is doing or Harvard is doing. So why not to have it here? So it's something I would like to establish for my next career. And the same thing again, it's all about my well-being and my family well-being.
I think that what stands out.
At this,
I think what stands out is your culture,
yeah,
your family, but also you talk about the legacy that you want to create, and then the other things that you want to achieve in your life. But this podcast is all about people help. We all want to grow,
yeah,
but with our guest, it's all about them helping others grow.
yes.
And I think that shines through with you so much. It's untrue.
Thank you.
You are your work ethic, your desire, your humbleness, your ability. I can't say enough about you.
Thank
Because
you.
I think you're doing wonderful things. I have got one other question that I want for you, in saying all these nice things about you, and I really do. You're really special. What would be the message that you would give your 15-year-old self? What message now?
Amna, calm down. Try to go with the one, stop overthinking. And this is something actually I'm better than before, because I'm very passionate. I go helping other people without even thinking, yani. And then again, an overthinker. So I need to calm down, that things will happen regardless, whatever I do. Go with the wind sometimes, calm down and try to focus more. And then I think this is the things I still would like to learn and teach myself how to do it. Still, I cannot do that because I cannot change myself being a giver and trying to do things the right way, or what I think it's the right way, or propose things and trying to help other people who doesn't want other people to help them. But I cannot change myself. This is me. This is what defines me.
We don't want anybody to change you. You keep on going, doing the things that you're doing. That's for sure. What was it like when you got that certificate, or you got that PhD, where people then have to call you doctor? What was that feeling like?
Oh, that's not changing. Oh, regardless, I've been a doctor since I was a kid. Everyone need to call me Dr. Amna, actually, from early ages, even before my degree. And I always said that I would be a doctor regardless, whether it was MD or PhD. You know, the funny things like Ross Geller, Dr. Ross Geller. I always said I'm Dr. Amna Al-Ansari. It's like exactly like him. And now even when I went to, I'm in charge of my family medical appointments and things. So whenever I went there, whether here in London for medical trips, my family or my father or my daughter, Dr. Amna Al-Ansari, don't mess with us. So she knows better than you. So even before being actually a PhD doctor officially, I've been a doctor the whole of my life, and I can prescribe even MD. I can prescribe you any medication you think you might need. I teaches myself to do this.
You are one impressive lady. What did your family, when that happened, what did your family, can you picture when you said, look, who I am?
It was a very nice, the graduation is actually much more nicer than the award day. And I went there actually to the university, and I've been in graduation, like in US it's completely different in UK. UK it's very sophisticated and everyone is dressing in gowns. It's different than US. US is like being in cheerleading things and like people keep singing. But in UK it's completely different, nice atmosphere. And actually my father went with his bisht. And everyone wanted to take a photo with him because he's wearing the black bisht, you know, like yeah. It was a very different. And then they keep hugging me in front of people and crying all the time. But it was very emotional time with me. And when I go with the graduation, I like to bring everyone with me, even my brothers-in-law. Like everyone should be with me and celebrate this moment with me. So yeah.
That must have been a very proud moment for you.
Yes.
Seeing your father dressed in his bisht.
Yes. Every time, like every graduation, I've been there and been in a lot. But it's every time it has a special essence that I just want to make them proud to have me as a daughter.
I'm very proud to have you, Dr. Amna, on our podcast today. You've been fantastic, and you've been the ideal guest.
Thank you.
You've got no boundaries. I see that in all of your career, you just keep on pushing those boundaries. Yeah. There's no limits for you. You keep on pushing those limits. They're never going to stand still. You're going to keep on thinking about that legacy.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me here today. It was very honored.
It was a privilege for me. Thank you so much indeed. And before I go, I want to just say to you guys, okay, get in your armory, okay, that it just comes natural to you to help others, okay? Because if you can get that in your armory, then really there isn't any limitations that you can't do, okay? And the ripples that you can do with other people, you've just heard some of the examples today, where you can actually change so many people's lives just by doing that. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of I Want to Grow. See you next week. Bye for now.